tuweke ya ku-identify hair types. Hizo nasikia zilikuwa streams in high school. Some of you all are not serious, to be honest. Let's get into the hair types. First and foremost, it's not a hair type, it's a hair pattern type. And there are 4 of them. There's series 1, which includes type 1A, 1B, 1C. Series 2 the same, 2A, 2B, 2C, all the way till series 4, which is 4A, 4B, and 4C. I'll get into the nitty-gritties of all these hair types. Some require sulfate shampoos, while some do not require sulfate shampoos. Some hair types require you to sleep with a bonnet, while some do not require you to sleep with a bonnet. So just keep watching for you to find out. So the very first hair type, hair pattern type. It will take a lot of adjusting. But the first hair pattern type is pattern 1, which is straight. 1, A, B, and C are described as straight. And under pattern 1A, the hair is not thick. It is extremely soft and fine. It is naturally shiny. And one disadvantage to it is that it becomes oily and dirty quickly. So people with type 1A have straight hair. The hair doesn't have any kind of coil or curl or anything. It's just straight. And this hair gets dirty very quickly. So people with type 1A are the ones who can wash their hair every day. Every day. Do you get it? Every day. Type 1B. Kinda thick hair. So this one is not only just straight strands, but this at the roots there's a little bit of volume that is present. And it has a fuller look than type 1A. That is type 1B. 1C is really thick, has impressive volume, and it is really impossible to curl. So this particular hair type is common among Asian women. You see, the Koreans, the Japanese, those are the ones that have type 1C, and their hair is impossible to curl. I believe you're getting a picture of this hair pattern type. Let's go to type 2. It is described as wavy. Type 2 hair is wavy. And type 2A, we have a hair pattern that is between wavy and straight. So it's not straight completely, it's a bit wavy, wavy. Without styling, it forms weak S-shaped strands that curl a bit at the ends. This type 2A is easy to style. It is easy to straighten or wave or make wavy. So you can style it and straighten it and it becomes straight, and you can also style it in a way that it becomes wavy as well. Type 2B is prominent with the S-shaped strands. So we've said type 2A has weak S-shaped strands. Type 2B has more visible S-shaped strands, slightly frizzy depending on the head shape. So if your face is round, I don't know how it might freeze up. I don't want to lie to you, but it freezes up depending on your head shape. If you have type 2B, tell us how it freezes up differently depending on your head shape. Then type 2C combines wavy and curly hair. Now curly hair is type 3. So as you've reached type 2C, you're now nearing type 3 series, your hair starts being a bit curly. It is very frizzy. It curls up quickly in humid environments, has tons of volume, and has thicker waves. So it has stronger S-shaped strands than type 2B and 2A. Then we get to type 3. That is curly hair. 3A is shiny, very shiny. It takes any form you want it to. So if you want to straighten it, it will straighten. If you want to wave it, it will wave. If you want to curl it, it will curl. Very versatile hair. Has a definite S shape. Definite, you can say these are S-shaped strands. It looks like snake-like shapes. It appears full and healthy. Then 3B has a smaller curl pattern than 3A. So 3A has definite S shapes, but 3B, the S start shrinking, yes, and they become less definitive. The shape ranges from spiral-like curls to tight corkscrews. you can understand that. So it might be like a stairs, you know, the spiral kind of stairs. Yes, takes that form to tight corkscrews. Yeah. It has a combination texture, meaning it takes two forms of texture. It might be soft or hard. Okay. It has both textures. So when you have type 3B, you have both hard and soft. 3C is thinner than 3A and 3B. Now we are almost entering type 4 series. So the hair starts thinning up. I believe for those of us who have type 4 hair, when it is exposed to water, there's a way it thins up and shrinks, right? The thinning is now the shrinkage. Type 3C has smaller curls, thus appears thicker, of course, when exposed to moisture or humidity. Humidity is when you're outside, basically, atmospheric pressure. That is what curls up the hair. And it is tight almost to the point of kinky. So it shrinks to the point where you might say that's an afro, but it's not an afro. Type 4 is coily. 4A has S-shaped patterns upon stretching, but usually it just tight coils. So after you've stretched it, you'll see S-shaped patterns, but after you release it, it goes back to being coily. It is thin, brittle, and fragile. Type 4A. Thin in that it shrinks, brittle in that it breaks easily, and fragile in that when it is exposed to moisture, it cuts easily. So you have to take care of it in all those steps, when it is exposed, when it is in water, and also when you're braiding it so that it doesn't break. 4B bends with really sharp angles. It has Z angles, you know, Z angles, Z-shaped or zigzag-like curls. So it's like this, you see, like this. And it is very fragile, of course, now because the pattern is like this, like that, Z shape. It takes Z shapes. It is very easy to break. It is very fragile. And 4C is the hardest to style and care for. Okay? Hardest to style and care for. Has an indefinite curl pattern, hard to comb, and has the greatest shrinkage. This is the 4C. The 4C. But I usually think that I have 4B. I usually think that I have 4B. But when I look closely, I have 4C. I realize that a majority of my hair, in fact, from the next part where we care for hair patterns, the people with 4C hair have all these hair pattern types. Get that right. 4C hair have 1A, 1B, 1, all through till 4C. Now, majority of the hair is 4C, whereby you can find they are just these straight strands. There are wavy ones, there are curly ones, and there are coily ones are the majority. But 4C people usually have all hair strands, all hair types. The next video, I'm going to tell you how to care for hair pattern types. That is where I'm going to mention the issue about sulfate shampoos, the silk bonnets, the silicone, if it should be used on your hair or not, amongst many other ways you can care for your hair to ensure that you retain the length. Nimeambiwa that if I say your hair is not growing, I'm misleading you. Okay, I'll address that in the next video. Not this one, the next one.